Hey there guys, I'm Totally Mad here with another hints and tips guide for survivors. Now, there's a few things that I've noticed since I posted the last video that I thought might actually come in handy for people who were getting higher up, reaching headquarters level 12, 13, 14, 15. As you're completing your quests, mainly the ones where you're completing the chapters, don't actually collect the rewards, keep them, save them up. This is what I've done with chapter 3. As you can see, I've got 1.5 million metal and 1.5 million fuel. That must be just short for that. But that's the requirements to upgrade that to level 12. And the chances of me getting that on my own and trying to farm it is actually pretty difficult. So I'm just going to collect these. Hopefully I'll have enough to do the upgrade. No, still a bit short on metal. Plenty of money. Right, well, I'll do the upgrade when I can actually get it. So my advice is, when it comes to quests, just your general quests, don't actually take the rewards until you're ready to use the rewards for upgrading buildings such as your headquarters or your barracks or your fortification or your workshop. They're usually the ones that cost an absolute fortune to upgrade. I mean, here you can see for this it's 1.2 million. My barracks is still only level 9. I need to get that all the way up to 12. I reckon the fuel requirements for it are going to be ridiculously high. Probably another 1.5 million. Another thing as well, you'll notice over the weekend the events change daily, and for the whole weekend it's a rampage event. Right, now a lot of people find this really difficult. They'll attack cities, and the only way you actually get points for it is if anyone has a champion defending the city, or if they have a champion on a tile that you wish to go and attack. That is the only possible way you can get points, but it's also really easy to give points away. So a few pointers for this. When it comes to a fortification, let's check my durability, repair. Don't auto garrison and auto refill, keep them switched off. I keep them switched off at all times anyway, but especially keep them switched off during the rampage event. And then the best thing to do would be not to put any troops in here at all. Put nothing in whatsoever. People will come and attack you, they'll take your resources, that's fine. Then what to do is, when you come out onto the map and you find someone to attack, I don't think there's actually anybody really nearby where I am. Lone Star. Mail, activity reward, take the gold. But when you do find somebody to attack anywhere near the position where you are, attack them more than once. Send your strongest possible troops, kill off whoever's on the wall. When they come back, send your strongest champion with your strongest troops again, kill them off. If there is somebody came straight back onto the wall, bookmark that person. Put them into your bookmarks and just put them as a favourite. I don't have anybody on here just now, but put them as a favourite. When you have them as a favourite, you then know the location, and every hour or so, every 2 hours, every 3 hours, depending on how often it is you actually go on, you can go back and attack that person. On average, most people will have between 3 and 4 champions that they can use, and the heal time for each champion is a bit different depending on the champion's level. So we'll just say on average an hour. So if it's an hour for them to heal, after the hour's up, so long as they have troops left, they will then auto-garrison that champion and auto-refill on the troops, and you can then attack that city and get more points that way. That's far easier than having to go around and constantly hunt for people that are sitting on tiles and attack them. I mean, the perfect example is, there's someone there. So you would just bookmark them as a favourite, and attack them. I can't attack him because we're actually allied with them, but that is the easiest way to gain points throughout this one. Also, I probably wouldn't recommend it to reach your 80,000. It's actually pretty easy, so I wouldn't recommend even starting the event until the league event changes to the same one, because trying to get the points for the league event as well as the solo event, doing them separately, it's actually quite difficult. But if you just wait till the league event's up, you can get your 80,000 points for your solo event, and then you'll add that into your league, and then anything extra that you get is a bonus. And obviously you'll also help your league that way. I mean, for this one it was troop training, and there you can see I got 40,000. Some of the other guys have got almost 200,000. I really don't know how they do it. They must be on this 24/7, but so I've got one, I'm just waiting on my troops to actually heal for this. Healing, 16 minutes. There's an event on just now that actually halves the troop training time. So these are only taking 11 minutes. So I've kind of been stockpiling on those as well, which is part of the reason why I've almost completed chapter 3, refilling soldiers. We'll see if we can get this last fight done. So once again, tanks in the front, and we've got mediums there, so that's a bonus. Because the heavies are there, we'll take the lights in the back. Confirm. Hopefully I should quite easily wipe them out. I think I'm going to lose a fair few tanks, however. Yeah, they're hitting me for 1,000, so I'm going to lose quite a few tanks. Not as many as I thought, but still a good number. Okay, so when you complete a chapter, as you can see, you get gold for that. If you share it on Facebook, you can set that to private if you don't want anybody else looking at it. And for completing chapter 3, it's a 30-minute speed up. So that's chapter 3 done. On to chapter 4. I don't think I'm going to be able to do chapter 4 just yet. As you can see, a lot of the guys are, there's way more of them. I'm going to need either stronger troops, or I'm going to need to have higher leadership. I dread to think what chapter 5 is going to be like. I've still got chapter 1 and 2 to go back through now. But as you can see here, it's 100,000 in every resource. and it climbs, I think, by 5,000 or 10,000 for every map that you've done. So there you go, that's 4,000. And that climbs by 2,000. So, yeah. So if you keep all 20 of these every time you complete a chapter, you can actually use it to go towards your headquarters, which 9 times out of 10 is the thing that takes forever to actually get the rewards for. So I'm just gonna get rewards, and now in almost a day and a half we will actually have level 12 headquarters. Then my only concern after that is trying to get this up to level 12 so I can start building some of these guys. And the difference in the troops is actually quite big. I mean, you take your heavies, 1200 HP, 1600 HP, the attack's up by, I think it's 30. Yep, 30. The attack's up by 30. The accuracy is also almost up by 10%. The crit's up by 12%. And you take the lights for example as well. I mean, the dodge bonus there is 20%. 18. But you've got double the life and almost 30 extra attack. Between the two. Plus you've got an extra 25 in defense as well. The only downside is that, as you can see, it's only 5 units. So the way the units works is, if your leadership, for example, is say 50, then you could only have 10 of these guys in each slot. If, for example, it was 500, you could then have 100 of these guys in each slot. So my troop count is going to be halved using them, unfortunately. I mean, that's 30. I don't think these are 60. I hope they're not 60. No, they're only 40, so I'll have slightly less of these as well. Not that many less, but... And what's the difference between these as well, actually, in unit size? 15. I hope to God these guys aren't 30. No, 20. So I'll have slightly less of these guys as well. So the only one that majorly affects really is the lights. And as you can see, this is only increased by 5 again as well. So it's not actually doubled like it does between your tier 3s and your tier 4s. I'll look at this and see what else we get. Every once in a while this pops up. News. 9 times out of 10 the news is usually something that they've put into the game, and like for example here. So it's a buy one get one free on resources. Really, that's all it is. So you go to shop, resources, so if you buy, for example, say you have the coins to buy fuel, and you need the fuel like I do for the barracks upgrade, you'll get a chest with 1.2 million fuel, but then you'll also be sent 6 chests free with 200,000 in each one. So you could keep your 1.2 million for a higher upgrade and use the 200,000 ones just to kind of help you along the way. Here they have the marching time halved as well, training time halved, so for this I would take full advantage of that, and anytime you have anything like this at all, make sure you're on training troops. It'll just make things so much easier for you. So training time is halved on this one, marching time is halved on that one. Okay, release more. Again, this isn't worth it, just because you can get the Class B champions. Every 7 days you get a free Class A champion. I really wouldn't bother with anything like this at all. When it comes to cloning, I would just take your free clone every single time. Even when you do a super clone for the 5,590, it's still just a guarantee for a level B champion, and to me that's not worth it at all. Not worth it in the slightest. Crazy surprise. All prizes are a crazy 8 times their normal amount. These crazy prizes are being offered yet again. The most valuable gold reward now increase to 4,800 gold. I'm not actually sure what that is. I thought it was actually to do with the lucky spin. I've almost got this times 5 for everything. When you get it at times 5 for everything, you win loads and loads of prizes. Right, but it's not actually anything to do with that. So I'm thinking that, or I assume, it's something to do with what you buy in here. And to be quite honest, in my opinion, some of the things, in fact, you know what, all of these are exactly the same as they were before. I've looked at these before and none of them have changed. So I don't actually know what that one is. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But in my opinion, none of these are really worth it. I mean, if you have the spare money, I would recommend buying either the weekly card or the monthly card, whichever one you can actually afford to be out of pocket for. This one here, the monthly card, can actually be quite helpful for completing the hero training. If you don't spend any of the gold and you keep it all. Remember, I was talking about the hero training in the other video. 300, that's 100 to skip each one, and the monthly card would actually give you enough coins to skip the entire lot, and I would just wait until there's an S-class champion available in there. Other than that, I really wouldn't use, I would try to avoid using coins in there at all, as I said in the last video, and I would put them all, every single one of them, into leadership. So the higher you get the higher your leadership is. I mean, there I have 30 chips. I'm actually saving the chips up, and I'm going to use the chips on the Monday, as there's an event on Monday, every Monday, where you increase your champion's leadership, and you get points for a solo event, and you get points for the team event as well, obviously. So I'm not going to, even some of the other champions that I have in here, there's one of them, I think it's perhaps Star. I still have levels to put in to increase the leadership, and I've not done it yet. I'm actually just going to leave it, and I'm going to put the levels in on Monday also. By far the easiest way to get anything up for that. To touch base on events, the Ultimate Boss. Now this one I haven't actually taken part in myself personally. I've seen videos of people that have posted things, you know, for like the Ultimate Boss, and it just looks really, really, really difficult. I mean, this is all people attacking other people. and we'll watch this one. And the guys at the front there are actually tier 5 troops. Just quickly check and train another guy up here. Now I was waiting on these guys healing. I'm just going to speed this up. 7 coins for that. Q, heal, speed up, use a 15. What I was going to show you was this. So, set your troops. So I don't have enough tanks for that. Which is a shame. So we'll just put the guys in like so. Then we'll use the lights in the back. Confirm. And the next best champion is Annie. So now we're only going to have 3 heavies to put in the front. So, but you know what? I'm going to show you this anyway. Yeah, I usually just use Huntress along with these guys. Close that just now. What speed ups do I have? You know what, actually, I'm sure I have a few 1 hour speed ups. So you know what we'll do? We'll build quite a few tanks. Right, so we'll go for 18 just now. Right, train, ask for help, speed up. I'm sure I've got troop speed ups here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And then a 15-minute speed up. They've only got 7 minutes to go now. Wait till this drops to maybe 10 coins. Yeah, 10 coins. So there we go, 9 coins, that'll do. Right, 7 coins, even better. Right. And then last but not least, put Annie in. It's only going to be 10, but it's fine. You know what I can do? You set that to 11. We'll set that to 11. Then we'll just put these guys in the back. Now, you don't really have to set this out like this. Now, to be perfectly honest. Not when you first start out, and I'll show you why. Your first fight, simple, easy. It's all lights. So you can just use these guys and you wipe them out pretty much straight away. First hit every time. Now, the nuke goes off on this one. It doesn't kill any troops, but it does damage your champion. And that's to stop you from using the same champion all the way through right to the end. So I use my weaker champion for the easier fights. So once again, wiped everything out, didn't lose a troop. As you can see, you get rewards for every fight that you complete. This one, this guy isn't going to be good enough to do it, so I'm actually going to have to use my second best champion. Not my second best, sorry, what I said was my second worst. Second worst champion. And this is why I put tanks in the front of the other ones. When you have your lights at the front, you actually lose them quite easily. So you can see we actually lost quite a few lights there. So alloy, we'll take the chest. Take the chest I said, thank you. And we're now going to tier 2 troops. So this is where these two guys become obsolete. They just don't have high enough leadership at all to beat anything like this. So the easiest way to beat this one, use your mediums. You have to try and remember what champ has what, because it doesn't actually show you, which is quite annoying. Hopefully that adds something in to kind of fix that. But anyway, use your medium troops here. Now you will lose some again, but when you have enough tanks, you can put tanks in the front to minimise the troops that you're going to lose. Once again guys, if you have any questions at all, just leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I will see you in the next one.